So you know the
Scarlet Book of Mystery!
Yeah, this one next to me, easy to recognize because, it's the
Scarlet Book of Mystery!
And honestly, I can't help it, that is how you have to address this book. And if you don't believe me, try it yourself, okay? In 3 seconds, address the book. 3, 2, 1! I hope that was every bit as enjoyable for you as it is for me. Anyway,
the Scarlet Book of Mystery
contains in it a lot of secrets, a lot of juicy information, and a lot of promise of the future. I talked recently about the implications of a couple of its key pages, such as the wonderfully well-written,
"While separated from the research team in the crater's deeps, I found a Sanj Entei. Whether it was a coma or even live..."
Okay, I won't bore you with all of it, but the point is, it's a very, very curious selection of words that paint an even curiouser picture. We know that the Scarlet and Violet book, respectively, hold the key to 2 future legendary Pokemon that, let's be honest, are almost certainly appearing. There has been finds of them in the files, and really, it looks like the question is when, not if, we get our triple legendary dog combo past Paradox Scarlet Edition, and we get our triple Cobalion, Virizion, and Terrakion future Paradox. This is very cool, and it's very neat, but they're not going to be the signature legendary, are they? When we have a DLC to a version or a new edition, yes, Scarlet's going to get something unique, yes, Violet's going to get something unique, but there needs to be a unifying force, a third Pokemon, a third legendary, the big bad, the objective of the story, the finishing line, the goal. We need Scarlet and Violet to have its Zygarde. Rest in peace, Pokemon Z. We need Scarlet and Violet to have its Necrozma, the originator of the Z moves. We need Scarlet and Violet to have its Eternatus, the reason for the Gigantamax phenomenon. And you may be seeing where I'm going with this, because clearly then, we need an answer to Terastallizing, the Terra energy, the crystals growing in the crater, the whole, shenanigans occurring in the region that let Pokemon wear their silly, lovely, funny little hats. And as it turns out, there's a lot more in the game to point to the answer to that mystery than we might realize. Of course, then, to go back to this page, this is very much talking about a Pokemon. It's a creature within this sphere of hexagonal terastallizing energy, this crystal dome that is being generated or protecting something within it, right? It is mysterious, it's enigmatic, but it seems to be emblematic of the entirety of Area Zero, the crater, and the Terra phenomenon. But I'm not just assuming that, right? Though, of course, the words do heavily imply it, but what we have is a little book in Area Zero itself, in the very first research station, no less. If we have a look at it, what it says is thus: "We've determined that this energy crystallization is linked to the being we call Redacted. The interlocking hexagonal plates that comprise Redacted's shell must somehow cause this phenomenon, which I've dubbed Terastallizing." Hexagonal shell? Interlocking plates? Terastallizing energy? A mysterious Pokemon? Yeah, look, this page in the Scarlet Violet book is literally just a picture of said shell, and within has to be said Pokemon, the originator of terastallizing energy. That is exciting. That is very exciting, because it means we will get our unifying legendary, a legendary that causes terastallizing, that is the ultimate threat, and perhaps the very end climactic finale of the first DLC, which isn't too far away if everything we already know is to be believed. There is a real excitement and potential and hype to the imminent future of Scarlet and Violet, and I think that's very, very cool. So we will soon be fighting, and let's be honest, probably catching the progenitor of terastallization, which to me is very interesting, because will it have a special terastallize? Will we get the equivalent of Gigantamax but for Terra? Obviously base Terra can be like the Dynamax, but maybe certain unique Pokemon will start getting a layer above terastallizing and actually, get something unique and personal and even more potent in power or maybe that will just be this mysterious shelled legendary that we find likely deeper in the crater. And indeed, there is another hint to this being's existence. What you'll notice on every single Tera crown, there is two little angry eyes staring at you from the band that the Pokemon wears. This clearly is a hint to this said progenitor of terastallization, the representation of his angry little eyes actually lending the energy and making it happen. So that's another lovely little nod, and definitely another clear sign that this guy exists and is influencing things. Of course he is. In fact, the room that the time machine is in, and I don't think the time machine will be anything to do with Mr. Big Terra, I think it just needed the immense amount of energy Mr. Big Terra and the crystals provide, but maybe this room that is this center of what looks to be a giant hexagonal terrastralizing dome is actually the original room where said legendary hung out. Maybe this room is the shell that is represented in that page of the book, and that's why it's represented in that page of the book. Maybe he was kicked out, or is dormant, or fleed, or he's going to come back now that we've shut down the time machine and dealt with that whole thing. Maybe this is where we will go and do battle with him. Maybe they will reuse this room, because it kind of does look like that place, does it not? There's also, of course, the other option that wherever he is accessed via the runes on the floor in this part where you get Roaring Moon or Iron Valiant. We know that it looks exactly like the top right of the logo itself, so we know it's going to have some importance, so perhaps here is where you actually face him. Maybe he'll be summoned to the center, and, well, that is what happens there. In any case, though, what is clear is we certainly have ourselves a situation where more than likely we're going to find out the Pokemon that causes terrestrialization, we're going to find them, interact with them, battle, catch, etc., and perhaps even that is the Pokemon that was responsible, and spoiler warning here if you've not finished the game yet, don't know how the story ends, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cool. Maybe that was the Pokemon that destroyed this room and killed the original fleshy version of the professors. That's why it's covered in crystal and growing. The implication might be it was the Koraidon Turf War, or just a random Paradox Pokemon, but then why would this room internally specifically be Terra crystallized? Surely that's just collateral damage of the Terra Pokemon, the original, the creator of the energy, actually going on a bit of an I'm mad. And what would make him I'm mad? Well, a group of humans poking their noses in and testing on his home and his powers as his influence over the area is taken by them. It kind of just all fits together like a, well, hexagonal crystal shell, if you know what I mean. Everything is sort of there to point in that direction. So yeah, bottom line, I do think we are going to get a visit to the creator of Terastallizing, and I think it's going to be a heavy anchor point, if not the finale, of the first DLC, and we will involve the triple legendary dogs and the Violet equivalent too when it comes to it. So that's my thoughts, my theory, my fun, and I hope you have at least a bit of a okay for it too. In any case, like if you have enjoyed this, let me know your own thoughts, of course, on what you think and what my thoughts are. Let's have a thought exchange. Subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of this channel on Patreon down below. And until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.